Hey guys, and welcome back to the Kerbal Space Program. Still gonna attempt to reach for the stars. I ran a couple of quick field tests on some of the rockets for the contracts, because that shit's boring. I didn't want to have to make you guys sit through it. But I did end up getting enough science between our last failed mission and those two rocket tests. So we should be able to actually get one of these new things. But what do we want? Like, what do we think will actually help us get up there? There's a bigger fuel tank, huge engine. Uh, we have a decoupler we could get. That's the Rockomax, so that'll be the larger ones. Hey, we could actually take some extra people up if we want. That wouldn't be too bad. Um, Stability enhancer would be nice. What is all this, though? More science equipment. Um, this is going to be what we're going to go with just because that thermometer will give us an extra boost to the science we can collect. And every scrap of science is going to help. But what I'm going to try and do this time is I'm actually going to go for a more squat. Sorry, that's what's left of the testing equipment. So let's actually go with a squatter design than we went with last time. So we're going to go with the service bay again. But this time with the service bay, we can actually get in here all nice and deep like. And I'm actually going to only put on one. I have no idea remember where things are. Oh, come on. Come on. Fine. I'll just rotate you. Or, oops, rotate you. Don't give a fuck. Don't play by my rules, get rotated. So we're going to place this centered. And then just because it's light enough and I don't feel like it's going to cause issues, I'm going to put the thermometer in here as well if it fucking wants to listen. Fine. I'll rotate you too. Whoa. Well, you're in the computer. That's going to be difficult for me to deal with. Well, it's in the computer now. Let's just fucking throw on another one somewhere fucking not as obnoxious. Boom. Right there. So we'll actually close this. This is light enough, it shouldn't really cause us any stability issues. But we'll find out. Now, we're gonna go back to our this will be our basic science shuttle design. It's just gonna be this jammed with whatever science we can. We'll slap on some extra parachutes just because this is going to be relatively heavy, and we need that extra safety net of being able to slow down this as it's coming in hot. Now let's slap on a little bit more fuel for this stage. Now this one is this one is lighter, and its thrust is all actually better. I'm still trying to figure out why, what's the difference between the two of those. Okay, now down here is where we're going to have our main, well, it's not really going to be our main engine, it's actually just going to be a secondary one of these. I'm not even going to put on the third fuel tank. We're going to slap this on. So we're going to have our boosters that are going to get us as high as we can manage, and then we are going to activate this stage leading into this stage, which should be the stage that's actually going to be able to get us our orbit and deorbit us. Because that's the biggest thing, is we also need to deorbit. So we can't use all of our Delta V just getting into a stable orbit. Now, we have what? 10 tons to deal with. So 10 tons by 4, 2 something tons. So we could use these fleas. They don't last nearly as long as the hammers do. So I'm actually wondering, because 3 hammers would actually put us over, wouldn't it? Yeah, it would. So we'll try the fleas. Just to see how it works, see if we can actually manage it. I mean, if we got cocky, we could technically throw on another fleet, couldn't we? It's fine. Let's just... It's Kerbal Space. You slap on as much as you can fit. Now, this is probably not going to amount to much. It's not really going to make a huge difference, but let's fucking see. I actually already have a bad feeling about this one. I almost don't want to send her up, but there's science to be had. There's not enough. Let's just try the higher wing then. With not that many. I think 4 would be enough. Oh, so we're actually just gonna do a bald-faced fucking rocket and see how she flies. I think I have enough. If this doesn't work, I could just break down and upgrade the launch pad. She's a little bit squatter. I'm gonna have an initial burst of thrust better, so this may not turn out as well, but I feel like she's gonna be more maneuverable. I feel it in my bones. Let's find out. Whoa. She's, how do you say, way more squirrely. Oh yeah. Need those wings. We're gonna revert that flight. I apologize. I just don't like making the same mistake over and over again. So we're gonna actually back out, not waste that money. I should be able to upgrade this, which will give us more than enough weight to be able to handle this. We are running a little bit shy in the money department though, so I mean, that is something we do need to worry about. But we are just going to, we're going to be a little bit brutal here. We're just going to slap on 3 of these solid rockets. Probably don't need 3, but I feel like they maintain a little bit better stability in the situations where you have 3 or 4. And these wings should do a little bit better here because they are not mounted at the exact thrust point of the boosters, but they are mounted at the bottom thrust, well, near to the bottom thrust point. So we should have a little bit more maneuverability. Let's launch it and see what fucking happens. So we have a nice clean pad now. It's all fresh, all new. We're not just launching off the fucking dirt. Stages are good. Let's see how she does. I'm worried. So we are listing slightly, but that's enough that I should be able to maintain it. As long as I don't let her get too out of control. She's got a little bit of a wobble, but she'll be alright. She'll be alright. She's good. She's good. So we're going to jettison those, fire up this engine, and we're going to go into our gravity turn way late. That's alright. Oh, stop being so crazy, girl. So we brute forced the fuck out of this launch, if you couldn't tell. So we're actually just gonna lay over to here. And we're gonna cut our engine. Check our map. Okay, so our apoapsis is fucking high. but we got time. So let's actually get here, add a maneuver. And then what we can do is we can actually then once this Apoapus flips, so it flips, so we actually, this will not be a very circular orbit. I mean, I guess I could. Oh, we'll call it, it's a sloppy orbit, but we will be able to manage it. In 53 seconds, we're going to have to do a really long burn. Now, ideally what you want to do is you want to be on either side. Like, you want the center of the burn time. Sorry. The center of the burn time, you want it to be on the, to the node point, to account for acceleration and everything. So once we get centered here, we're going to start firing up. And we're going to stick to this node point, and just hopefully we have enough power to manage what we have tried. I think I'm doing just a really ridiculously hard burn. I am paying attention to my fuel because I do want to keep enough fuel to be able to get out. So, not ideal. I think we can do it. We can do, actually, I don't, not just think, I know we can do it simply with that. We need to not have such a vertical launch. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna run this down. No catastrophic failure, no use for a no use for us to decide a restart. Anything that's a pilot error. I'm just gonna burn off the rest of this fuel. So all in all, it is an expensive launch because of that the amount of disposable stuff we're using. That's what I get for looking at other things and not that stuff actually. Jebediah is killed. Oh, no reverting for me. That was not just a goof up on the launch pad. That was losing Jebediah. I believe we can make this work. This is no Bill. I want to take her. I want to take a pilot. I may have to actually get more astronauts. So I should be able to do it with this. Let's just see if I can manage it. I'll try this launch, and if not, we'll hit the drawing board. I'll actually, if this launch doesn't work, I'm gonna have to grind out some more money. Let's try her. So I wonder if I can actually lay it over. If I can manage to lay it over once it gets to about 10,000, if I could get a good gravity turn going, even having these boosters, it would be good. Stop fighting me, girl. Why do you want to lean over there? So you can actually start a, whoa, stop the spin. I can start a really gentle gravity turn. Maybe? Stop